Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Hey everyone, you've stumbled across the greatest movie podcast on the internet, Real Nerds Podcast, and every week we see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. I am Ryan, and I am joined by Brad.
I'm here too.
And, you know, we have been doing this for 12 years now, haven't missed a week, and we punctuate every week by seeing a new movie. This week we saw Strays. Stay tuned where we'll recommend the film or not, play the trailer, and then spoil the movie. We also talk about the big movie news of the week and stuff we've watched throughout the week or stuff that's tickled our fancy, being nerds of popular culture. And also we have our 600th episode coming up very soon. And Brad, you had a great idea for it. Why don't you tell everybody what we're doing for 600?
Well, to reiterate, we have decided that even though we've watched 600 weeks of movies, there's hundreds of other movies that we didn't get around to watching. So we have compiled a list and cursed each other with watching our either longtime favorites that others of us have ignored, or things we suspect are bad and just want to punish each other with, or things that we know are terrible and want to punish each other with to watch. So we each were assigned randomly 6 of those 120 movies, and we will talk about them like a film explosion.
Yeah, and right away, so I watched the first one of my list, and then I found out that Corinne hasn't even seen it, but she put it in for people to watch.
That's okay. I put in stuff that I was like, this might be bad. So, I don't know.
But the one I watched was the third part of I thought it was an anime, but it's a live action movie.
Yeah, I told you that. Yeah.
That's based on I don't think it's based on an anime. It's based on a manga comic.
No, there's a animated
Is there an
version
anime
that,
too?
yeah, we watched it in the early 2000s.
But also too, she didn't give the full name. I was, doing some research after I watched it, and it's called The Final Chapter - The Final, because I guess there's another part that's coming out. So.
Wait, it's for Rurouni Kenshin, The Final Chapter - The Final?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Man, animes and their weird titles.
I know. And I won't talk about it right now, but yeah, it's a movie.
So you've only got one done so far?
Yeah, this weekend I'll hammer out probably the rest of them. I
knocked out 2 today, and I did 1 last week. So
yeah, because we're planning on recording next week, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
So yeah, I'll get them done. I've just been so busy. It sounds stupid, but I went to the Colorado Springs Comic-Con on Sunday, and
lucky.
Yeah, the setup is weird because it's at their World Arena, which Colorado College uses for their hockey games. And so a lot of the vendors were on the concourse inside the arena, like where the like the concessions would be.
Mhm.
But they also had the concessions all open, which was kind of cool. So they had like food readily available there, and like a bunch of different types of food, which was really cool. But then you would go into the actual arena and onto the ice rink floor, and that's where all the big names were. And I picked up another Mortal Kombat commission from Chad Harden because he wasn't at Fan Expo this year. But a really cool story, and this is the real reason I'm bringing it up. Right next to him was Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, and we did I did an interview with them. Was it 6 years ago at Denver Comic Con? Maybe
Yeah,
not that long.
something like that.
Yeah, 4 to 6 years ago. And they had a panel at 11, so I went and sat in the panel, which was really weird. It was like in the press room that they would have after a hockey game, you know what I mean? So it was really like cramped, and the guy who was there was saying, yeah, when Bruce Campbell was in here yesterday, the room only sat 100 people, and they had to turn away a bunch of people. I said, yeah, like Bruce Campbell is super huge in geek culture, So anyways, I sat there, and afterwards I went and picked up Amanda's new sketchbook she had and a exclusive Captain Marvel print she had, which is really cool. And when I was there, I was talking to her, and I said, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. And she said, yeah, I was looking at you and I know you. I said, yeah, about 6 years ago at Denver Comic Con, you sat down for an interview with me and you were super nice. And we had a lot of fun. And Jimmy said, yeah, it's Ryan, right? And he recognized because I wore the Real Nerds chainsaw shirt.
Nice.
Yeah. And he says, yeah, I remember you, Ryan, because you were always so nice. And you always had like resting smile face. I was like, oh, thanks. And Amanda says, yeah, that's what Jimmy has too. And so we were just talking, and he asked if I was still working as a police officer. I'm like, yep. It was a weird thing that he still remembered. And but super nice. And so in the sketchbook that I got, she wrote this really nice note to me, and then he actually sketched a head sketch of one of the characters from their creator-owned series that I didn't even ask. He just signed it, and he said, hey, make sure you come and see us again. The 6 years is too long. It's like, oh, that's super nice. So
yeah,
that's kind of a nice, like, reward of being not the weird interview people and just being nice. Yeah, so it was nice.
So was the con like, hey, we invited you as a podcast to be here, and now you are here, but you couldn't bring, your booth?
That's exactly what they said to me. I was like, you know what, guys, fuck you. Okay.
Can I have a day off? Can I just enjoy the con for once?
Yeah, but it was definitely smaller.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was kind of cool being there though, because Adam Hughes was there. I don't know if you know who he is. He does like his art is incredible. And he did this for $100. He would do a head sketch for you from a certain time. It was only like an hour and a half. So I went and contacted him, and he says, "Oh, well, I'm out of paper." I'm like, "Okay." And he says, "If you can get like a backing board or something, we'll still take care of that." I said, "All right." So I went to Chad Harden. I said, hey, Chad, here's a really weird question. You don't happen to have any paper because Adam is out of paper to do commissions? He's like, oh, yeah, dude. And he gave me an 11x7 Bristol board. And I said, okay. I said, can I buy like a print from you? He says, nah, bro, you bought a comic. and, you know, a commission from me. He says, it's cool, bro. It's like, all right, thanks. Cause he called me his Mortal Kombat guy. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, so I did that. So Adam Hughes did a Satana for me on an 11x17 Bristol board, which I don't think he was expecting to draw it that big, but it came out really nice. So yeah, it was fun. After about 4 or 5 hours, though, I saw everything I needed to see and I left.
Yeah,
So,
there's only
yeah.
two things you can do there is walk around and spend money. So
Exactly. And like they only had one panel room. Like I said, it was really bizarre. They did have like a separate part of the arena where there's more like just ice skating where they'd have where they would practice, and they had other vendors there, but it was a lot of I don't know the right word. Stuff I'm not interested in. Some people are interested in it. It just wasn't my thing, you know?
Mhm.
And that's where they kept that's where they had all the cosplayers and anime like voiceover people were over there too. The other people, like the other area was like, Bruce Campbell and, some of the other bigger stars, Elvira. So yeah, but you know, if there's another artist there that's there next year, I'll go for one day again. So this week we saw Strays. Brad, do you recommend Strays?
yeah, I thought it was funny. It was fun. Yeah, if you just need like a raunchy comedy in your life right now, this is a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's been a long time since I saw a comedy like that where they use that kind of language. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was really fun, and I know you're not supposed to like, you know, Will Forte's character, but I thought he was really funny. We'll get into it after. He has one line in it that I laughed at so long, and it was me and like one other person in the theater, and it was like I was laughing and they looked back at me going, it really wasn't that funny. I thought it was. Yeah, I think you should go see this. It's definitely a raunchy comedy that I miss seeing in theaters. Here's a trailer for Strays.
Hi there, big dogs. I'm trying to get home.
I know which way that is.
Oh, great.
Right up my fucking ass, you little shit.
Oh, no, that can't be right. I'm lost.
You're a stray now. You can do anything you want.
This beer doesn't taste good, but I like how it's making me feel.
Have you ever humped anything before? I recently fucked this couch. Best sex of my life. And she dirty, too.
Oh, well, I can tell. Looks like she hasn't been washed in years.
I'll see you later, baby.
It was nice to meet you. I really should find my way back home.
We could help.
We're completely lost, and my little puppy paw pads are really hurting right now.
This could be a lot worse.
How could this get worse? Huh? How could it get worse?
Hold on, buddy! Oh, wow, your balls look huge from this angle.
Thank you, but holy fuck!
That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
I'm starving.
How many of these should we eat?
All of them?
Give me a second.
Whoa.
You look different.
You look different too.
How so? Is it my human hands?
Hold up. Shit! The cops!
Oh, God, what do we do?
Calm down. I got this.
Hello, officer. None of us.
Shut the fuck up.
So yeah, I mean, the premise for Strays is pretty straightforward. You get it in the trailer. This little doggy named Reggie, which he doesn't learn his name is Reggie. What does Will Forte call him?
Shithead or something. Yeah.
Shithead. Yeah, shithead. And he doesn't really like him because his girlfriend gets him. And when they break up, because Reggie brings out a pair of panties that don't belong to her, the only reason he keeps Reggie is because his girlfriend wants to take Reggie with him. And they play a game called Fetch and Fuck, where Will Forte's character, I can't even remember his character's name.
Doug. He drives far away, throws the tennis ball, jumps in his truck and drives home. And Reggie is always able to find his way back.
then the last time he drives 3 hours away and takes off and leaves him in the city, where he meets Bug, played by Jamie Foxx, who's really funny. An Australian Shepherd, played by
At Randall Park.
no, what's the lady?
Isla Fisher.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, it's an Australian lady.
Yeah, that character's Maggie, and then the other one's Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah. And they all have their own reasons for wanting to help Reggie. And it's basically like Homeward Bound if it was super raunchy.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing that Will Forte said is when he's on the phone with his mom, he says, "No, Mom, I'm getting evicted because that check you gave me bounced." I couldn't stop laughing about him saying that the check his mom gave him bounced.
Yep.
It's like he is the definition of maybe the worst movie character of all time, but he plays it in a way where it's really funny, even though he's a total piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's terrible. And it's really funny how terrible he is. You know, it's like Mayor, you know.
Yeah. Perfect.
Like you like how shitty of a mayor he is. Like it's just entertaining in his evilness. Yeah.
Because he's yelling at Reggie at one time. He says, "Fuck you. You know, before you ruined my life, I had 2 girlfriends. My mom was paying my rent."
It's just like, you can't take responsibility for anything. And, I've lost count of how many times this year we've had like a movie about being in a toxic relationship. Like Renfield, something else, this.
Yeah.
From a dog's perspective. And I think it's fun. And yeah, it's like Homeward Bound. Like they literally have to find their way home. Even though the owners don't want them.
Yeah. And he's trying to find his way home literally to bite Doug's dick off.
Yeah.
And you know, there was a moment though, like
you thought they'd chicken out and not do it.
Yeah. And that it was actually kind of heartbreaking too, because they do replay that toxic relationship where Bug asks Reggie why he has a ball, and you find out that Reggie still wants to please Doug, and he actually used his friends to help him get home. And that scene was, you know, for like a movie about dogs and them talking is pretty heartbreaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, on top of that, they got Bug's storyline where, you know, he's he's the you know, the puppy who did one bad thing and was basically sentenced to death for it.
And how many dogs, you know, that happens to?
Yeah, it's like a misunderstanding. So yeah, understandably, like he's broken, and you see like why he loves his life as it is. And it was really nice how he was able to get over that. And you know, I should have seen that thread of the lost girl in the woods, probably dovetailing into that, but I didn't.
Yeah, no, I know I didn't either. Because you know, I even kind of forgot about it until I saw her walking through the woods.
Yep.
I go, oh yeah, that's when the super masculine police dog shows up.
Yeah. And also on the way, they have that fun like diversion with Dennis Quaid.
Oh yeah, like I laughed so hard at that part too when he says, I forget the name of the bird he says, and then he opens up his notebook and it just has bird, and check boxes.
I forget what else he says, but he's like, because I'm Dennis Quaid, something like that. Yeah,
I love cameo because the cameo is like totally silly, but it's really great in that moment.
It's almost like he just happened to be on set that day and the movie put him in.
Yeah. They're saying, hey, do you want to do a quick thing?
Yep. Like maybe they're filming on the same lot or something. And it's like, hey, you want to do this quick bit? You know, it'd be really funny if I just popped in to do some bird watching.
Yeah. Like his notebook cracked me up. Bird.
Yeah.
Bird.
And the part where they're having like the LSD trip and they start tearing up all the plush rabbits, and like as this happened, I was like, oh my god, I know what this really is.
Yeah, I know, me too. They all wait, and that rabbit's all turned up, and they try to bury it and put it together.
But yeah, I'm really glad they went all, like, because yeah, once Reggie starts to backslide, I was like, oh, are they really going to chicken out of this? Like, I feel like a movie that sells itself as being this hardcore should go through with the dick biting off, and they sure do.
Yeah. And they even have that tag scene at the end where the doctor says, yeah, you know, you're going to be a long road recovery, and we couldn't put your dick back on. And he deserved it.
Yeah, he deserved it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's pretty mean. Like
he
really assaults the hell out of those dogs. Like when they, come home, like he throws one of them or like beats one of them with a stick. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And he's even mean to with his female girlfriends and stuff. And he's just a very abusive person, and he deserved everything he got.
Yep.
And it was definitely a good time had at the theater.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I don't know if you have to go to the theater for it. Like, this definitely could be a streaming thing.
Yeah, why not? But
I enjoyed it. I don't regret.
No.
Sitting in a room by myself watching it.
Yeah. Did you see that they reinstated the Victory at Alamo?
Yeah.
Dude, I have 6 or 7 free stuff on mine.
Well, I didn't even actually look at my account. I just saw the email like, oh, cool, that's back. I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean anything, but I'll look at it.
No, you should. I have 2 free desserts, a free popcorn, a free appetizer, and 2 free entrees on mine.
Damn.
I know.
I wish I'd known that. I probably could have used them this week.
This is the big news story of the week.
It's real news.
So we keep on there's really no big movie news because everybody's still on strike. But because we love physical media, I'll keep on harping on cool physical media that's coming out. Shout Select is bringing Weird, the Al Yankovic story, to the States with an Ultra HD version. Which I'm super excited about.
I know. I'm finally glad all these streaming movies that we love so much we're gonna be able to take them home. I
know, and hopefully they'll have really cool special features. The cool thing is I know Weird Al is always down to put cool things on movies he's done. Shout Select's UHF is really great if you have that. There's a lot of special features on it, and the transfer is really nice. So yeah, I'm glad that it fell into someone like Shout Factory, or I guess they're called Shout Studios now, hands, because they will treat it right and make sure that it has some cool special features for the most part. They usually do. So yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. And they're also releasing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs on 4K. Which is really, I didn't think that hand-drawn animation would pop on 4K, but the enhanced color grading and the sharpness makes them just look incredible. So another win, and it seems like Bob Iger, when he took over Disney again, he's made a more concentrated effort on restoring that part of their company of physical releases of their stuff. Because it's not just Disney stuff. I mean, we have Prey coming out on 4K as well, which is technically owned by Disney as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you just said stuff that's not Disney, but yeah, Hulu's still kind of Disney because it's Fox. But yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just realized, instead of just hoping for people hanging on to a $10, $15 a month subscription, they can apparently now get $40 out of us for steel books. And
because here's the thing too is, I have a subscription, but I've watched Prey twice. I watched it with English, and then I also watched it in the Comanche language track. But you know, how many times do you watch things multiple times on streaming? You know what I mean? So why don't you give us, you know, the Blu-rays that we like and then put special features on it and make it more unique? Because people that have the subscriptions are, I'm guessing, probably 90% of the people that are buying the stuff anyways.
Yeah.
And if people don't have a subscription, someone like me would say, you need to get Prey because it is awesome. You know, so it's a win-win. I don't know how you could lose. That's about it. I haven't run across anything. The only other thing I have is you debuted your new 40-hour film this week, Brad, and how did that go over?
Yeah, it was good. People laughed at all the jokes where I wanted them to, and yeah, I think our block was the most attended out of the three, even though it was like the noon one, which is kind of backwards historically. Yeah, what else? The two veteran teams knocked out of the park, so it's just like, wow, I can't wait to. I'm just waiting for to get it official that they're probably gonna win. So, yeah, the Stranger Studios did they used AI to generate some of their movie in
really?
not like a way that cheated the work. It was just like it was a commentary on it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the other team, Cinema Geeks, they had these sweeping city drone shots and just really high production value and a fun story. So it's like all the rest of us down in the bottoms of filmmaking hell are just like, yeah, we'll probably never get to that level. So this is fun. Good seeing you all. We tried. Put up a good effort, but yeah. So
It has to be cool showing your movie after you've seen it so many times, you've edited it so many times that people still laugh at your stuff,
Yeah, very much. So, this one's, so different, from what we usually do. And there was one joke a couple of jokes, but, one in particular that I really hope would land. I was hoping it wasn't just me, and yeah, it killed. So
nice.
Yeah, there's another one where the actor was like, I don't get that. Can we change it to something else? And I was like, we can, but I got nothing better. So let's just leave it in. And yeah, it totally worked.
Nice.
So
Brad, don't be collaborative. Say, no, I wrote this and you're going to say it exactly how I wrote it.
You're the only actor I have, but you can get the fuck out of here. Great.
Yeah.
I'll make the rest of this movie without you.
Else to play basketball.
Yeah, I'll put on blackface. I'll do this part.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You do that and everyone just starts doing and literally throwing tomatoes at the screen.
What? It's my art. What, I'm going to cancel?
Damn.
No, totally.
Well, good.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's always cool to see what other people do with kind of the same stuff. Strangely, not a lot of horror stuff. I haven't checked. Maybe it wasn't a category this year. Yeah, a lot of sports stuff, which is my category. Really? Even though I think it was just a coincidence of they didn't have the sports category, or genre, but they just had something, had the resources to do something like that. So at one point I was like, were there just 3 sports movies in my block? I'm supposed to be only one.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, well, pretty good stuff from other people, even though it's, not super professional like the other two, but there's only 29 teams, and usually they pick 12 to 15, so at least half of us are getting in to the best of. So if we don't, it'll be pretty rough, but not everyone can get in, I guess.
Yeah, then you're like, I thought it was pretty good, and you don't make it. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, we've been there before. We've been like, we really kicked our ass on this one, and we didn't make it in. That's crazy. But yeah, it's subjective. So.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, when you do audience voting, it's always going to be subjective.
Well, the audience votes for audience choice. So
who votes the best of then?
That's anonymous. Whoever the producers hired people are. While the screenings are happening, they're off at home doing their own assessment of things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's how it's always been. There's always been you come watch it. The audience picks their 3 favorites, and then usually the winner of the audience choice gets an automatic into the best of, so the judges have to include those no matter what they choose. And then they're picking their own stuff, and they get to decide the other awards, like best editing, best directing, best film, obviously. But the next round is, Filmapalooza, and that takes place in Lisbon, Portugal.
Wow.
So I'm like, God, if I win, then I have to go to Portugal?
Yeah, you have to go if you win.
Yeah. But I'm like, God, this is the worst time for me to try to do that. Like, I don't have any money for that. Imagine me winning and be like, I can't follow my film to another country. That blows. That sucks.
They wouldn't pay for you to go. You have to find your own way there.
Yeah, I can't imagine they pay for you to go. That's no.
Well, you think they would at least give you airfare for your film winning?
Not that I know of. I mean, Stranger Studios has paid their way each time. So
really,
if they had the option to get paid for it, they definitely blew it. So yeah, they went to Cannes twice.
Really?
Yeah. So
yeah,
they did it themselves. But yeah, so I'm kind of like, I want to win, but also if I do win, then I gotta figure out how to make, obviously they're gonna rep it, without me there, no matter what. But
yeah,
it's like I've never left the country before, so that'd be a
Brad,
weird first
if you
one.
Win, I'll go in your stead.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I'll be like, I don't know anything about this movie, but my friend did a really great job on it. Actually, I am in the movie, so technically.
Yeah, you are. They got a audience. Your Go Denver crushed.
Did it?
Yeah. I recorded the actual reaction for the Blu-ray later, so.
Oh, sweet.
You can actually watch it if you want, but
for sure.
Yeah, and actually, the lead actor Rahman, he lives and works in LA, but he came out to watch the screening. So if anyone can probably go to Lisbon, it's him.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Good job as always. Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah.
After I saw the trailer, the dialogue I recorded for it made a little more sense.
Yeah, the trailer is a little bit of red herring, but yeah, it's not really. The movie's not a commercial, if that makes sense.
No, but the vibe you were going for made more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because they also had that. I love the tomato lights. Was I think my favorite line in your trailer.
Tomato lights, electrolytes, and harsh chemical lights.
Yep. Good stuff. Cool. We watch stuff throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Let's see. I obviously watched our assignment movies, but I'll save that for 2 weeks from now. I guess the other new thing is I saw the Toxic Avenger Part 3.
I've never seen that one. I've seen 1 and 2.
Apparently I didn't think I saw this, and then the movie started and I saw the opening video store scene. I was like, oh, I have seen this. But then halfway through I was like, no, I must have fell asleep and never got back to it because I don't remember any of this. And then there was recycled footage from 2 in it. We were talking about after the movie. It was like, did they really recycle that evil corporation scene in there? Like, yep. I wasn't just dreaming that. So, but it's fun. Toxie, it's a familiar story. The Toxic Avenger, who apparently has forgotten who the villains were in 2, makes a deal with the devil, to, be a rep for them to, they're evil polluting corporation, and they're going to use Toxie to, enhance their brand with, Tromaville, make them look good. In exchange for the money to pay for Claire's, there's a procedure that can make her not blind anymore. So he agrees to do it, so she can get the operation. And he he goes from being the hero of Tromaville to the Apocalypse Incorporated lackey, corporate stooge, and then he eventually has to come around and fight them. And it's I'd say it's probably better than 2, just because 2 is so much just like a travelogue, like a vacation film where they were just in Japan wearing a costume and just interacting with people. And this one has a little bit more of a story. And, the guy who plays Toxie and Claire, they're actually pretty funny. Like, I think they know what kind of movie they're in, and it's like a big cartoon. And I had fun. I enjoyed it. It does feel a little long. It feels like a 2.5 hour movie when it's really still like, I think, an hour and a half.
That's brutal.
Yeah. But, I enjoyed it.
Good.
What'd you watch?
I watched 2. Well, I watched the one assigned film, but I watched 2 that were totally on opposite sides. My friend Brandon and I used to rent this movie called Return to Savage Beach when we were in high school, and it's made by the guy who made Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Which I know you're familiar with.
Yeah, I know that one, but I don't know like the rest of the catalog of that.
Yeah. I didn't know that it was the same as the Hard Ticket to Hawaii until I bought this $5 DVD set at Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, there's like a whole series of films that like share those characters.
Yeah, it's like 13 or 14 of them. I don't know. But Return to Savage Beach is actually a sequel to Savage Beach.
What?
Yeah.
You mean they came back for the sequel?
They did. So
what a crazy concept.
Like these spy women, they're called the Lethal Ladies. And they find out that they're trying to move this gold from this one island to this is what makes me laugh. They call it an uncharted island, but the people that were at Lethal Ladies before charted the island and buried the gold there. So I go, it's not uncharted if they know where it's at. Anyways. But it doesn't have like the zaniness of the other ones. It's more about the film. I was watching because I haven't seen it in probably 20 years. So I don't have any recollection of the film except for I remember the actresses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, because it's literally exposition where they're going to call another one of the women that are in this Lethal Ladies spy syndicate. I don't know what you'd call it, but they're always changing and they're always naked. So they'll say, let's go check with, like one is named Cobra and the other is Tiger. And, let's go check on Cobra, and it'll cut to the bedroom where she's just happened to be putting on clothes. And then she's working undercover as a stripper. Like, okay, this is on purpose. And there's just not as much of like, there's a couple guys that get blown up and they're the dummies like it is in Hard Ticket to Hawaii, but it's not as over the top, if it makes any sense. Like the zany action was buried underneath the gratuitous nudity, which I never thought I would say is something I missed.
A negative. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a negative. Because, you need something to intersperse the just random nudity. And in Hard Ticket to Hawaii, there's really stupid dialogue, but there's also really stupid action scenes. And this one has stupid dialogue and stupid action scenes, but they're not stupid enough, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, they were like, hey, let's have fun again. Let's get the gang back together. And then they got to set and they're like, oh, but do we have a movie to make?
Yeah, they literally have a Scooby-Doo ending where they take this mask off one bad guy to make him a different one. So yeah, it's whatever. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've seen. I've still seen House of the Dead. So, and the other thing I watched is that's on Netflix. It's called You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah, which is it's technically an Adam Sandler movie, but he's not really in it, as you would expect. He's more of a co-star in it. But his daughters are the real stars. It's specifically his youngest daughter named Sunny, and she is actually really good in this movie. And his other daughter, so the whole story is she's planning her bat mitzvah, and it's the biggest day of her young life, and it's exploring what it's like to be a young teenage girl at that time, or at time right now, where what's cool and what's not. It deals with popular kids at school, and she's not the popular kid at her school. And it's actually a really sweet movie. And I mean, I'm not its target audience at all. But it was kind of cool because I don't know a lot about the Jewish culture and, bat mitzvahs and bar mitzvahs and things like that. So they kind of, they like unveiled or lifted up the curtain for someone who's ignorant like me to see what these kids go through and the families. And it just ended up being like a really sweet movie about the pressures of being in middle school. And as you go from a young woman or a young girl to a young woman. So yeah, if you're looking for a sweet movie, it's definitely a one to watch. It's fun.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I watched.
I forgot, it's
Go ahead.
It's been bugging me all week is, in our Blue Beetle review, none of us mentioned, Susan Sarandon's assistant, who doesn't seem like he's shit on that much throughout the movie, but has this turn where he suddenly decides to do the right thing and sacrifice himself to save the heroes.
Yeah, well, I think I mentioned that he did, and then he dragged Susan Sarandon into the fire and blew them up. And
no, not that guy. The science guy
from
What We Do in the Shadows.
This guy, yeah. Sanchez,
like,
but that wasn't his real name. She just kept calling him Sanchez, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I thought that was so bizarre. Like, he has this like scene where he acts like he's been beat down by her this whole movie, but I'm like, I don't remember any scenes where she like chastised him or treated him like shit. Is that just seems like it was just baked into his character. So when he, closes the door and says like, get yourselves out of here. I've been doing everything wrong this whole time. I'm going to finally do something right in my life. Like, gets like annihilated. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, that's right.
Probably the meanest death in the movie for this guy who we didn't really know was that much of a character. Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah.
But I get it. He's like another Hispanic, in the movie that's, under the thumb of a white oppressor. So, I think that's what they were going for. But I was just like, wait, I'm just now finding out you're a character. Okay. Like the last time I saw you, you were eating lunch and you misplaced the scarab. Okay.
That's right. I forgot about that scene too. So the misplaced scarab. So he has it in like his office, and it's taken off of whatever machine.
3D printers like reading it or something.
Yeah, and there's no alarm that sets that off, but the alarm sets off, and the only woman in there is that Jenny girl, and she just casually leaves, and they don't have security cameras showing her leaving that area or something.
Does she walk by like security guards on her way down the hall with like the Popeyes box in her hand? And they're just like, yeah, this lady just walked out of this room with this box. Like, maybe we should check it. Nope.
Yeah, and then she gives it to Jaime, and then the security guys happen to get to her just in the nick time. She says, "You come with me and go over here." There is no, yeah.
Hey, do you think you should check out the guy who just left with the thing he handed her? Nope, just follow Jenny.
Nope.
Yep.
Super Advanced Company.
The alarm's been going on for 5 minutes, but people are still allowed to leave.
Do not lock down this building.
Yeah. You think a corporation like that, just like as soon as that alarm goes off, like all the doors lock.
Yeah, you'd think, especially something that they have been waiting so long to get. And it is that important to the future of the company because for some reason she wants to make Omax. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just all week. I was like, damn, I forgot to bring that up. That was like one of the weirdest parts of the movie, and I totally spaced it.
Well, next week we're seeing Gran Turismo based on the PlayStation game. I think one of us has already seen it.
Twice, maybe.
Nice. So stay tuned for that. Our 600th episode is dropping soon. Stay tuned for that. And until next time, we'll see you at the movies.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. Well, a real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram at Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!